Alright, we made it to the last week of the preseason, and it looks like the Panthers will finally be debuting their starters a little bit for the preseason game against the Bills today. As for the remaining preseason players who are still fighting for some roster spots, it's uncertain how much the starters will actually be playing today.
Have you decided whether one series or two series for the starters, or we just go based on field?
Yeah, on field, just depends on how much work we get. I'd love to get them sweaty.
A lot of the starter play time does rely on injuries though. For example, TREMBLE is still continuing to recover from a hamstring injury. Diontae Johnson recently returned from a groin injury. On top of that, he was also sick a few days ago. And Adam Thielen is wearing a calf wrap right now because he got kicked in the leg during the Jets joint practice. This game will also be the first look at sophomore season Bryce Young, as well as the Panthers' new rejuvenated and very expensive offensive line. New additions Robert Hunt and DAMIEN Lewis will most likely be playing. On top of all this, all wide receivers will most likely be available, including Diontae Johnson, Adam Thielen, and first-round pick Xavier Legette, who has not seen any playtime yet. So this game will be a good first view into the current state of the Panthers' offense and what we have to deal with for the next 18 weeks. As for the players we've already seen in the preseason, one of the names to look out for today is rookie linebacker Trevin Wallace. He picked off Aaron Rodgers during their joint practice with the Jets last week, and he was a highly debated pick after this year's draft when he was chosen at round 3. However, he's begun to turn heads over the last few weeks, so let's see if he continues to impress. The Panthers have had a tough time with cornerbacks this offseason, switching between multiple these last few weeks. One of the standout cornerbacks was Lamar Jackson, not related by the way, who was injury waived a few days ago. And then the Panthers ended up going Jackson for Jackson as they traded for corner Michael Jackson, again unrelated. Another controversial cut in the last week was running back Dylan Johnson, who went from scoring the Panthers' sole touchdown so far in the preseason to getting waived about 48 hours later. And that touchdown was extra impressive considering that not even the Panthers' private jet was able to touchdown properly. This cut got Panthers Twitter very angry, which is understandable considering that he had a very solid preseason, but the Panthers were likely going to cut him next week anyways as part of the cut down to 53 players. They already have Hubbard, Sanders, Blackshear, and soon to return Brooks ahead of him on the depth chart. On top of that though, the whole fan base also just has a lack of trust in the team at this point, especially after last season.
There's nothing like walking into that locker room after a hard-fought win.